Hello guys, and welcome to another profile tree video. So in today's video we're going to be going through a step-by-step guide on how to build a website. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started. Now of course, building a website may seem like a daunting task, but with the right guidance anyone can create a professional and functional website. Whether it's for your business, blog, portfolio or personal use, hopefully this step-by-step guide will help you get started with your website building journey. The first step to a website is to define your website's purpose and goals. So initially what you want to do is maybe think about the technical aspects of your website, determine the purpose of your website and what you want to achieve with it. Are you creating an online store or e-commerce store? Are you creating a blog or are you creating a portfolio? So these two would mainly be called non-e-commerce sites. Or as well as that, like an informational site. So I would say that this is the first step. This is step one. So you have to know your goals, as this will guide you for decision making throughout the entire process. Now, step two would be creating a wireframe or thinking of a design for your website. So there's plenty of different platforms that offer templates on different websites. There's Envato Elements, or even if you want to go for website builders as well, there's Wix, there's Squarespace, there's Shopify, and of course if you want to also use templates with Envato Elements, you could use WordPress as well. So there's a variety of different platforms and website builders that you can use in order to determine a design. If you, however, want to go through a technical route, of course you can design a website from scratch using Figma, maybe try a couple of different areas, but this of course will require a team. So that's when you start hiring maybe a UI or UX designer. So I would say the first idea would be the better step to go for, since you're thinking of a template that someone's used and has successfully been used by other companies as well. But yeah, that would be the ideal step to take when thinking about a wireframe for your website. Now, the third step would be choosing a domain name and a hosting platform. So just before we get started on this one, when you are choosing a domain name is your website's address on the internet. So with R1, it's www.profiletree.com. And of course, that may differ for what you're going to have for your business. So of course, businessname.com or .co.uk or .org. There's plenty of different types of domain names out there. And there certainly is a selection to choose from. Now, when you're choosing a hosting provider, on the other hand, hosting is where your website's files and data are stored. So you must select a reliable hosting provider that suits your needs and budget. Now, of course, there's several different ones out there. There's GoDaddy that provide this. There's even Hostinger. You've got Cloudflare. You've also got Flywheel. So several different hosting platforms that can provide an area to store website files and data. However, if you are using a website builder, website builders tend to have a hosting provider already built in, so you don't really have to worry about that. That's what makes a website builder a load easier, especially for people that aren't too technical with building a website. This, I would say, would be the better route to take if you're not too technical. Now, with the fourth step, once you've decided on what software you're going to be using, your domain name, your hosting provider, and of course if you have a wireframe in mind, then this is when you plan your website structure. So you've got your wireframe, it's time to start applying it onto the site. So you've got your different designs. This is when you start outlining main pages and what content you'll want to have for your website. Even create a sitemap to organize the navigation and structure of your site logically. That way it'll be easier for you to develop the entire site. So the next step now is to add essential website features. So you've went ahead and selected a website building platform that suits you best. You have designed your website, so you've chosen either a template or you've decided that you want to create your own template. So multiple different ways you can do it, of course. So yes, as I said, it's essential to now add these website features. So depending on your website's purpose, you can consider adding these features. So one would be a contact form. I would say a contact form is very essential for a website, especially if you want visitors to get in touch with your business or with what they think they like about the website, or if they just want to get in contact with you in general, then having a contact form is brilliant to have for a website. And one thing that is great for a website as well is to have blogs. So regardless, even if you're not a non-e-commerce site, e-commerce sites as well also have these blogs, and it's essential as well. It's to get or to gain attraction to the site. Some of these blogs, you can have links that will access different product pages. That's why I would say that having these blogs on an e-commerce site would be essential for your business. As well as that, you can have it on non-e-commerce sites as well, so you can have a dedicated blog website, or if you are maybe just wanting to post informational things, then it would be essential to do articles. So a blog is basically where you're able to share regular updates, or if you want, it's articles. So as well as that, another essential thing that you can add is social media integration. So connect your social profiles to your website. I would say these are pretty ideal if you want to have some form of social media marketing. So if you intend to have a website and maybe you have a couple of social media accounts. So an example is if you have Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter, which is now known as X, then whatever products that you may share on these social media platforms, you can then redirect those visitors to your website. So social media integration is great to have. I'd want to encourage and push these visitors to visit that website. Now, once you have created the overall website, you've got your design, you've picked out your domain name, you've got your hosting, everything's pretty much set. The last thing to really do is to optimize your pages and optimize the overall website for SEO. So in order to do this, you have to use relevant keywords. So incorporate keywords related to your content. So that's within the content pages that you have on your website. So that could be the home page, that could be the About Us page, it could even be the contact page, just whatever page you have that stick out with these keywords. If you are using images or videos, then it's great to also optimize these images and videos. You can compress these images and add descriptive alt tags, and that'll just help Google see that these images, or it's not just Google, but any of the other search engines. Now, these search engines aren't able to see the overall image. So in order to help that, you have these alt tags. And then with these alt tags, you can have a description to describe what the image is. But I'll go ahead and demonstrate that later on in the video. And as well as that, what's great to have is, especially if you are creating blogs, it's great to have quality content. So make sure that you write something valuable, engaging, and relevant content, and that'll encourage more visitors to enter your site. And of course, the last thing to really do is to test and review the overall website. So before launching, you make sure that you thoroughly test your website to ensure that you've got proper functionality and navigation, compatibility with various devices, desktop, mobile, tablet, and of course, make sure that you've got fast loading times. And that's pretty much it. That is when you are able to launch your website. So once you're satisfied with your website's design, functionality, it's pretty much time to make it live. So announce your website's launch on social media just to target the audience. And as well as that, just maintain and regularly update your website. Make sure you keep it fresh, stay up to date, add new content, especially if you got blogs, add more blogs, update information, and of course address any technical issues that any visitors may go through. But overall, that is the entire guide on how you would create a website. But what I want to show you guys is how to do a website from pretty much the ground up. We'll go ahead and use a website builder just to speed up the tutorial. And it's overall just to explain some of the things that I've talked about within the step-by-step guide, just to give you guys an idea on how to do so. Now, again, you don't have to be technical to know how to build a website. You've got website builders to use out there, so feel free to use them. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and hop onto a website builder, and I'll go through a step-by-step process on how to build a website. So as I said, for the purpose of this video, just to speed up the tutorial, I'm going to go ahead and use a website builder. This one in particular is called Wix Studio, and I wanted to showcase this as well since it is fairly new, and maybe give those people who aren't too technical just an idea on how to build a website. Of course, if you are technical with building a website, feel free of course to use any of the other methods on building a site. Of course, you can use WordPress and have a couple of different plugins, or you can build it from scratch if you prefer. But anyway, just to get stuck into the tutorial, we're going to go ahead and use a template of Wix just to give you guys a guided idea on how to use a website builder as well. So the first step really is we're skipping the wireframe and the overall design structure of a website, especially since we are going to be using a template. Now, if you aren't going to use a website builder, then there's plenty of different platforms that offer design templates, as I've mentioned, the Envato Elements. But anyway, with Wix, you have the option there to go ahead and choose a blank canvas, or you can select a template of the website. So we'll go with something fairly easy here. So here's one. You've actually got the option on Wix to go ahead and view the website. So I would say the Wix sites now are pretty sleek and modern. They do have AI integration on the website now. You can see how well the website flows. So I'm going to go ahead and choose this one since it's only got 3 pages as well. So it's got a contact, about, and technology. So I'll go ahead and edit this template out. I'll just wait for this to fully load. So that's us fully loaded onto the website. So what's great with Wix is that all you would need to choose really is the domain name, since it's already hosting on this platform, so you don't really have to worry about that part. So we'll go ahead and choose a domain name later on throughout the video. So overall, I'm happy with the structure. Of course, with these website builders, you can go ahead and change them about. So let's see if we can try to find another video. So we'll try to maybe create more of a storefront. Go ahead and darken this up a little bit. So with these website builders, they're more or less going to be the same. Of course, you've got Squarespace as well. So each of the different website builders have their own strengths and disadvantages. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and do this. Then of course we can change the area for this. We'll just go ahead and delete that. And we'll just shorter up the distance for this. I'll just auto adjust that. So of course, that's the hero section. You can go ahead and create whatever sort of design that you want for this. Of course, feel free to add elements, add buttons to however way you want to build the website. So we'll just do it for now, just keep it there. And of course, once you have built up the rest of the site, and just say that you are happy enough with the overall look. Now, with these website builders, of course, these are fairly user-friendly. They're drag and drop and I would say highly customizable, but not as highly customizable as it is compared to the likes of WordPress. So yes, as I said, once you are happy enough with the site, then it's time to go ahead and add additional features. So that could be like contact form or blog. Now you always have this option here. You can see that you can add blogs into the site. Now it may be different for another website builder, but that is how you would do it on Wix. And of course, you could feel free to add some social media integration as well. Or if you are creating a e-commerce site, then make sure that you set up an online store with product listings and payment options. So we'll just wait for this to fully load in. Okay, so that's pretty much the blog installed, and then that's when you can start adding more stuff into it. So once you are happy, and of course we have a couple of different pages here. We've got technology, about, contact, terms and conditions, privacy policy, and search or not the search results, but blog and post. This is where you want to more or less focus on the optimization for SEO. So again, it does work differently for any of the other website builders or whatever platform you're going to be working on. But from here, it will more or less be the same. You're going to be looking for the meta tags, meta description, the URL. So with this one, we have specifics. So we've got SEO. And with this one, I can actually connect this to the Google Search Console, which is a very handy tool to have. Now, for those curious as to what the Google Search Console does, is that it's there to help website owners monitor, maintain, and optimize their site's performance in Google search results. So it pretty much covers quite a bit. It's got performance reports, it's got index coverage, it's got URL inspection, sitemaps, mobile usability, security issues, rich results, core web vitals, links, and manual actions. So it is packed full of different features. But anyway, what you would do is go ahead and start up a checklist. So we'll go ahead and get started. So of course it'll ask what this business is or brand name. We'll just type in profile tree. Then it'll ask you, where does this business serve its customers? We'll just say that it does it nationwide. Then which keywords do you want to use in this site's checklist? So of course it could be profile tree, NI, profile tree, and profile tree Belfast. So these are the keywords that I was explaining earlier on. We'll just say, okay, so There we go. So profile tree Belfast. So of course you have to ensure that you have at least 5 keywords, I would say. And now it is recommended to start with 3 keywords, but I would say push it and go for 5. Now again, having these keywords around the different pages that you have will help the website for SEO. That'll just make your website easier to find. So of course if you use the relevant keywords for it, and if it is dependent on what your website's all about, then it will be more relatable as a keyword to have. You can't just toss in random keywords, as sometimes the search engines can flag up your website as spam, and then that means it won't result within Google, Bing, Microsoft Edge, so all the other different search engines out there. But anyway, go ahead and type in the relevant keywords. Go ahead and select next. You can see that we did have an option there for SEMrush or SEMrush. So what it's currently saying for the homepage is that I still need to set the homepage titles set the homepage title for search results. I can go ahead and do that. So we can just say profile tree, and I can go ahead and apply that. It even gives you an overview of what it'll look like for Google. And of course, it'll ask me to create a description for it as well. So page, I'll just write down, this is a home page for profile tree NI. So I've added a keyword there, and of course I have to make sure that it is between 50 and 500 characters. So I'll just go ahead and just copy and paste this just until it covers that. Okay, so happy enough with that. But please do ensure to use or make sure that you explain what that meta description is all about. So then it'll ask add text to the home page. So that's when I would have to go to the studio editor, make sure that I include some text with this specific keyword, which is profile tree NI, profile tree, and profile tree Belfast. So I have to ensure that those keywords pop up within that home page. And then that means that it'll give me the tick and the go ahead. Now, of course, once you have done all of this and you are happy enough, then that's when you can head back to the site, like so. You can then open it up, publish, and go live. So again, it'll be different for any of the other website builders. But with the pricing plans, of course, there are different pricing plans in order to go live. So you will have to pay for a subscription, and that could be a monthly subscription or a yearly subscription. And that could be found in the billing and payments. So for the launching of the website, first we actually need to pay for a paid for plan, but of course we need to connect a domain. So go ahead and connect a domain first. So if you have one from GoDaddy, or if you don't have one already, then you can go ahead and go through here. So go ahead and click on connect domain from the home page. That'll bring up the settings area, and it'll give us a couple of options for a domain name. So we'll just type in profile tree. Now, of course, profile tree is a taken domain. However, it will give us a list of different suggestions like profiletree.info, profiletree.org, or shop. Choose any of the ones that you most likely will prefer. So we'll just go for profiletree.info. And once you've chosen the domain, it'll ask you to go ahead and upgrade the site first. So we need to assign it to a plan. Now you'll get a list of different plan options here. We'll go ahead and show you the pricing plans. You can see that the cheapest one there is around £21 per month, or well, that is the recommended, sorry, so the recommended there is £21 per month. Or you can go for the basic, which is £9 per month, and it doesn't show any of the Wix branding. So you can publish out your website, it'll be around 10 gig storage, you'll get 3 site collaborators, and then you've even got site analytics as well, and your domain is free for the year. So you're not paying for the domain name for the year, and you're only paying for a monthly subscription of £9. So you can go for that. You can even have a comparison for the plans just to see which is best, what it offers, and what you need for your site. But overall, that is pretty much how you would go ahead and put up a site. Then all that you would require is to make sure that you test and review your website and regularly update it and maintain it. So by updating, what I mean by that is updating the blogs. If you have any blogs on there, or if you have any new content, make sure you put them in. You want to make sure that if you are providing years, which I would discourage to use years, as it can become outdated fast. But if you do dates, which is perfectly fine, it's okay, you should change it for the new term or for the new season, for the new year, and as I said, regularly updated. Now, as well as that, if you do have an e-commerce website, it's best to update that as well if you can for any of the new stock. So especially if you have any seasonal stock, depending on what sort of business you're running as an e-commerce base. But yeah, that is pretty much the final step. And as I said, and I've said it several times, this platform is completely different towards any of the other platform that you may want to use. So feel free to check them out for whatever way you are deciding on developing your website. But Wix was simply just used as a demonstration on how to build a website and just to give an overall explanation of a website build. But there you have it, guys. That pretty much reaches the end of the video. If you enjoyed or found it helpful, let us know in the comment section below. We'd like to know what you think. But other than that, I'll see you guys for the next video. Thank you very much for watching.